Okay guys, welcome back. Now we'll finish our segment on senior safety. Again, as I mentioned on the previous video, a helmet, a cell phone, so that you can track your ride, and you can, some apps I can send a text to my wife, both of my sons, and they wouldn't know where I'm at on the trail at all times, in real time. So you got to find a good bike app, or you can use I use my Apple Watch a lot for tracking, which reminds me I got to turn it back on here because I paused it. But you just got to be careful when you're out. Two things you always got to remember when you're riding an e-bike, and this could be at any age, is situational awareness, and keep your head on a swivel at all times. You never know what a car is going to do or not do. So not only you got to ride defensively, you got to ride offensively too. Like if a car come up here and over this curb wanted to come on this sidewalk, I'm going to ride up that hill, or I'm going to jump off on that hill. Get out of harm's way. Like this guy turning right here, you got to be careful that he just don't decide to come on across that intersection. But cars were coming, so he had no choice but wait. But I'm always looking when cars are coming in or coming out of a entrance area. You got to be really careful. Again, I'm in pedal assist 3, and I'm climbing up this sidewalk. It's got a pretty good incline, really easily. Once that torque sensor takes over, once that cadence sensor takes over, it just climbs you right up the hill. It does have a little bit of lag. This Puckipuppy Corgi, it's got a little bit of lag on the torque, which is no big deal. And we'll cross the sidewalk right here. Sometimes I'll get on the road back here, but here we'll just cross the sidewalk and be careful. And as I'm coming across this sidewalk, I'm looking every direction around me to make sure that I'm in clear away from any cars whatsoever. Going down a pretty good hill here and doing about 23 to 24 miles per hour. Suspension does really well on this bike. We'll be hopping back on the bike trail right up here. This is the only little section of road I have to ride. So the most of it's sidewalk and bike trail. We'll hop right back on the bike trail right up here. But let me know, guys, if there's anything you want me to talk about, educate you on e-bikes or e-trikes. Please leave a question down in the comment section, or if you want to make a comment about what I'm talking about, go ahead and leave that down there as well. And certainly share, like, and subscribe to my channel. I want to thank all my subscribers. I'm up to about 81,000 and growing now. So I really appreciate all my subs. And I also appreciate all the people that don't subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Now there's a couple things on trail riding that you need to be careful of or be watchful for. Number one, when you pass somebody, usually going to pass them, you'll pass on the left typically. You can use several different notifications. You can use a bell, you can use a horn, like I got there. I don't like bells or horns, I don't use them. I just holler out in plenty of time on your left or on your right. Now, with that said, I may start incorporating that, then holler on your left, on your right. That way they get dual notification, I'm coming by you. A couple things you got to be careful is when you're out riding like this on a bike trail, there is a lot of deer that crosses these trails. So you got to be careful of animals crossing. I ran over a squirrel one day, but he got right back up and took off. That happened about 2 to 3 years ago. You got to watch little kids. They may be holding their parents or somebody's hand, but sometimes if you holler on your left, they will typically go left every time. You got to be real careful. I was also riding the other day, and there was a little girl with her mom, and she might have been 8 years old, something like that. She was riding towards me, and she wasn't paying attention that I was coming. And I was cruising along 15, 18 mile per hour. But I know better to really be careful, because she's out just riding her bike, having fun, no cares in the world, and she darted right in front of me, and I had to hit my brakes so I didn't hit her. So those are some of the things you got to be really careful with. But always holler and notify somebody that you're going by them. Now, I'm going to use one group of people, and I don't want to stereotype, but I see it a lot. These spandex crowd, the guys got to dress in the tighties all the time. I'm okay with that, but I guess it's a fashion statement. Look who I am. I call it the spandex crowd. They'll go by you, never announce they're coming. Of course, me on an e-bike at 20 mile an hour, there ain't too many of them pass me. Occasionally you'll find one that do, but not most of the time. But they run through stop signs all the time. They don't even slow down. So guys, right up here, I'm coming on a stop sign, and I'm definitely going to stop. This is a very busy intersection. And you better be stopping on this one for sure. But again, most of the time, if a guy sees an opening, they don't even stop. They just go right on across. You wouldn't run a red light in your car, so why would you run it on a bike path? Now, sometimes I'll come not to a complete stop. I'm guilty of it. But for the most part, I'm going to fully stop at a stop sign. So, again, that's called trail etiquette. Again, road riding is a different animal. There's several factors you got to look for. Cars, for one, and trucks, you got to be real careful of those. But if you're sitting at an intersection and you're going to cross that intersection on your bike, and you got somebody behind you in the right lane that wants to turn right into where you're crossing, you got to be really careful. Sometimes they don't stop. They want to get out in front of you and cross. Or they just don't pay attention to their surroundings. So those are some of the things you got to look for. Again, I only ride on the road when I absolutely have to. Occasionally I'll take a trip downtown and use the city streets, but I'm going to make sure I have a bike that's 28, 30 mile an hour, so I can primarily stay up with traffic for the most part. But there's a stop sign right up here now. I see so many bike guys, they just fly right through it. And you're breaking the law when you're doing that. So I can pretty much balance my bike where I can come to almost a complete stop, and then I don't even have to put my feet down. And that's what I'm doing here. So as you can see, I'm going to come almost to a complete stop. I actually came to a stop. Then I'm going to hit the throttle again, and I'm going to get back across the intersection. Let's talk about bike trail hazards and road hazards. Chuck holes, number one. Foreign objects on the concrete. Glass, metal, whatever. Chance you getting a flat tire is pretty good when you're especially riding on the road. Now, like coming across that bridge, I always slow down right there because there's a big bump right there. Let's talk about some of the things you need to carry on your bike ride. First thing you do when you get your bike out, make sure you got a full charge battery. Or if you're going to go on a very short trip, make sure you have enough battery to get to and from. Carry a flat tire kit, rather it be a little patch kit where you can take the inner tube out and scuff it up and put a patch on it to get you home in an emergency. Where I typically will carry flat out, which is a quart bag of Kevlar material that I carry every ride. And what I do is if I get a flat tire, and it's typically always on the rear, it's never on the front. That's because of the weight of you on that bike. But typically I will turn that bike over, and when I do that, I'll make sure I take the panniers off and things like that so they don't go flopping around. Make sure my mirrors are not going to hit as I'm turning it over. Like I would have to turn these mirrors down on this bike because of the height of them. But I'll flip it upside down, and the best way to do that is hold your right brake handle down and turn the bike over. That's the easiest way to change a flat tire that I know. So what I'll do is I will carry, and I'll put a pictures up in the video here of what I use. First of all, you need a stem remover. They're about that big, they're tiny. So I always carry extra ones with me just in case I drop it on the trail or on the road and I can't find it. But you want to carry an extra one or two of them in your tool bag. So that's how you get the stem out of the Schrader valve. Most e-bikes, for the most part, have Schrader valves. They don't have Presta valves. Presta valves is a little different that you'll see on road bikes, mountain bikes, thinner tires. You'll see a Presta valve. But on most e-bikes, you'll have a Schrader valve. So what you do is you go ahead and take that little valve stem out with that little tool that comes with it. Then you let the rest of the air out of the tire if it's still got air in it. And sometimes you may or may not find that foreign object still in the tire. If it's like a nail or something, I will just leave it in there. Unless it's something really big, I'll leave it in there. And then I'll go ahead and take the flat out, which comes in quart bags that I carry. And they also have a little hose that comes out that goes right over the Schrader valve. And you put in that tire, right in the tube, the amount of Kevlar flat out that you want in that tire. Most of the back of the bags on flat out will tell you how much Kevlar to use on what size tire that you're trying to repair. So what you do is you put the proper amount in, then you take the hose off. And what you want to do is put your valve stem back in. Now, before I put air in it, which you need to carry a battery-operated pump. You can do a hand pump, but I recommend a battery-operated pump with you at all times. It's so much easier to fix a flat tire. So I will, before I fill it, I will go ahead and put the stem back in the shredder valve, and then I will turn that tire over several times to evenly distribute that flat out throughout that liner. And what that does is coats all the way around, and of course that foreign object, whatever that leak is coming from, it'll seal that 99% of the time, guys. Once I have sealed a flat with flat out, it also helps on preventative future flats because it coats that tire with that material. And then I will pump the air up. Most 20 by 4-inch fat tires take 20 pounds of air pressure. That's usually all you want to put on there or put in there. And at that point, I'll go ahead and fill it up, put my cap back on the Schrader valve, and turn the bike over and continue my ride. I actually had to do a video. I was just talking about getting a flat tire on a trail, and wouldn't you know it, less than 2 miles later, I had a flat tire. So I was not only able to talk about it, I had to fix it. And on this situation, I had a little small piece of wood that went through my went through my tire, and it went through my Tannis liner. Those are plastic liners that you can put in a tire as well. They're called Tannis liners. But it completely flattened. Went through that. But at that time, I did not have flat out. I had slime. I don't like slime over flat out. It doesn't have as big as Kevlar particles, and I don't think it seals the tire as well. So on that particular day, I was 15 miles from home when I had this flat tire. So I did everything I needed to do to fix it, but I could not get that tire to seal completely with the slime. And that's why I switched to flat out for tire sealing. So I had to put air in that tire probably 7 or 8 times to get 15 miles back home. But I was able to make it. So those are some of the things that you need to do on the bike trail. Carry adjustable wrenches, carry screwdrivers, Phillips and regular flathead, and carry some hex wrenches with you. Most bikes, when they sell them to you, they come with little tool hex wrenches that are all in one little tool. And that way you can go ahead and tighten any bolts or anything that you need to do. You can either do that before your ride, or sometimes something will jar loose on your ride, and then you have to fix it there. So those are some of the things that I carry. I carry a safety kit lots of times. I don't have one today, but I carry a safety kit in case I need a Band-Aid or some gauze or some ointments or whatever I need. I will carry that first aid kit for that purpose. And you can buy them very small, very mobile. And then I will carry a rain jacket. Always carry a rain jacket. If there's any chance of rain in the forecast, I'm carrying my rain jacket. Because I've been caught out in the rain and got pretty soaked. Is it going to hurt your bike? No. But nothing worse than getting soaked on a ride. And of course, you got your bike helmet on. You're protecting your head anyway from getting really soaked. So those are just some of the items that I carry. So really, you cannot carry enough if you think that something may happen. If you've got some nice panniers you can put on the back, and the panniers I have right now on this bike, I will switch out and put it on other bikes when I'm riding. It's got little Velcro straps that I easily take them down and take the panniers off. Sometimes I'll carry bike bags on the back. I don't use them as much as I used to. Like I've got another 20-inch fat tire bike that I carry an extra battery. And that way, if I want to do an 80, 90 mile ride, I can do that day. It's a pretty tiring ride, but you can do it with an extra battery. There's nothing worse than range anxiety. You're riding your bike, you want to ride 30, 40 miles, and you're really topping it out at 30 to 40 miles on most 48 volt batteries. If you're a lighter rider, and you got to be in perfect conditions to really get 40 to plus on an e-bike. When those manufacturers tell you you're going to get 80 miles on a charge, cut that down about 20 to 30 miles. That'll be your accurate range. Because if you got hills, if you're a heavy rider, I'm 225 pounds, so I'm going to not get as much range as somebody, say, 75 pounds lighter than I am. Get you some good mirrors. Now on this one, as you can see, I don't have bar end mirrors on this one because there's not a little plug on both sides of the handlebars where I can change that. So what I'll do is just go ahead and buy handlebar mirrors. Now this particular bike, the Puckipuppy Corgi, come with its mirrors, but I did not like their mirrors at all. So you put on the brand that I like. And I got my own phone holder, my cup holder, all the normal stuff, guys. As you can see, I'm watching all these cars and stuff before I cross this little intersection. But yeah, as I mentioned, just get out and have fun. Get out and ride, enjoy nature. You never know till you start. I get it, if it's an affordability issue, that's one thing. But you can go on Marketplace and find you some really good deals on bikes and trikes. Now, a lot of these, once I review them and complete the process that the company wants me to do on the amount of videos and shorts they want me to do, I will sell all these bikes and trikes local. I just sold 5 of them last week or two. That I've got a storage unit now. I had to because I don't have room in my garage anymore to put any bikes. I had to wind up parking my truck outside, and that wasn't going to work for me. So when I go to sell them, I'll list them on Marketplace. I'll take 8 to 10 photos of the bike, and then I'll do a 1-minute video and explain a little bit about the bike to people. And then I sell them pretty quickly, actually. So if any of you guys are in the Dayton, Cincinnati, Columbus, Indianapolis area, within a couple 3-hour drive from me, and you want to save money on an e-bike, check what I have at that particular time. Right now I only have 1 listed because I sold everything else. But I'll be listing a couple more here next week or two. I got to get everything I can sold before winter hits because e-bike sales don't happen too much once you get into wintertime. Now, I've had people that's purchased them for Christmas presents because they're particularly almost brand new when I review them, and when I sell them, they're pretty much brand new. So if somebody wants to save some money without having to order one, they'll do that. So I'll do that as well. Here I'm going to go ahead and cross. I got an opening. And I've heard all the guys say, you're not exercising, you're riding an e-bike. They're full of it, because I'm burning calories every time I turn these legs. I have bone on both knees, and I need knee replacements, especially on my right knee. This e-biking has absolutely slowed down the process of me having to have a knee replacement, because I'm building so much muscle and tissues around that kneecap that I don't have near the pain I used to have in my knees. And e-biking has really helped that. Now, am I eventually going to have knee replacement? Yes. I'm 73 years old. And the longer I wait and the older I get, it's even going to be tougher on me. So I'm thinking about getting my right knee done this late fall, early winter this year. I normally ride all winter long. I'll be putting videos out, but if I have my knee surgery, I might be 6 to 8 weeks where I can't get out and even ride. I'm hoping the doctor will tell me after a couple weeks I can rehab a lot of it just by riding my bike. Because they want you to get range and motion in that knee. Because if you don't do the rehab after a knee surgery or shoulder surgery, it ain't going to end well for you. The rehab is so important. We got a little bit away from e-biking and e-triking, but I just want to discuss a little bit about seniors and the difficulties you may encounter on your ride, some of the things you need to carry with you. So that's why I discussed all the different things. But I'm going to end the video right up here at the end of the intersection, or the bike trail, shall we say. I'm only about less than a mile from home. I did my prescription pickup, and got to talk to you guys, got to visit with you a little bit. And again, I want to thank all my subscribers for subscribing to my channel and being faithful followers of what I do. So yeah, let's go ahead and check out right here. So I want you guys to share, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I will see you on the next senior ride adventure.